One Piece has officially marked the beginning of the Elbaf arc, and it is safe to say that the story is just getting better with each passing chapter. The last chapter of Elbaf saw the Straw Hat Pirates begin their adventure in the Land of the Giants, and it is safe to say that it was a phenomenal chapter, from start to finish. Adventure chapters in One Piece are often hard to adapt following the end of an exciting arc, which shouldn't be surprising. However, on their own, these chapters often tend to be some of the best parts of the story. In the case of Elbaf, Oda did not put a single foot wrong, and it is safe to say that the last chapter of One Piece was phenomenal. Oda managed to hit the right balance between adventure and action. At the same time, fans expect all this to continue in One Piece chapter 1128, which will most likely see the East Blue Five continue their exploration of this land, but, unfortunately, it must also be kept in mind that they might face a slight delay. One Piece chapter 1128 delay and new release date. For fans waiting for One Piece chapter 1128, it has now essentially been confirmed that the next chapter of the story will be delayed. This shouldn't come as a surprise to long-term One Piece readers. Fans know that Oda often takes his own breaks in One Piece, and that he has a proper schedule which he often follows. However, to newer readers, this might come as a surprise, because they might expect a new chapter of One Piece every week. The truth is, Oda has his own schedule that he follows, and after a set number of chapters, he consistently takes a break. A few years ago, Oda used to take a break after every 5 or so chapters. However, with time, the number of breaks became more frequent, and that has to do with the fact that drawing manga consistently for many years takes its toll on the author. Of course, then, there is also the worsening health of the author to take into consideration. Right now, it can be said that One Piece takes a break after every 3 chapters, which the author uses to relax a bit, and at the same time plan how to portray the future events of the story. Given that One Piece dropped 3 chapters in a row recently, starting with One Piece chapter 1125, now it's time for Oda to take his well-deserved break, which means that the series will return in Weekly Shonen Jump issue 45, which is supposed to be releasing in 2 weeks' time. Of course, for fans, this is not going to be an easy wait, but at the same time, it can be said that fans will theorize properly about exciting events that may happen in the future of Elbaf these days. This is more true now than ever before because Elbaf is most certainly going to focus on a completely new culture which fans might not know much about. In order for them to come up with the best theories, they certainly need to dive deep into Norse mythology, and these days can act as the perfect time for them to do that. How the monster trio will shine in One Piece 1128. Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are at the core of Elbaf exploration, coming back over to the events that One Piece might focus on after it returns. Fans know that the monster trio is most likely going to be at the center of attention once again. In the previous chapter of One Piece, it was clear for the fans to see that a part of the Straw Hat Pirates is already on Elbaf. In One Piece chapter 1128, the East Blue Five is going to continue their exploration, and they will most certainly get closer to the other giants, and perhaps meet new characters as well. In the previous chapter, fans saw more attention being thrown at the likes of Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. Perhaps, the next chapter will focus more on Usopp and Nami, and this is incredibly important, especially since they haven't been given any moment to shine in an Elbaf. This arc is most likely going to focus on these 2 individuals deeply, and that is exactly what makes this arc of One Piece exciting for them. Often, Usopp and Nami are counted among the weaker members of the Straw Hat Pirates, and if Oda does give them their own moments and a lot of shine, then, these chapters are certainly going to be worth waiting for. Hopefully, One Piece chapter 1128 does give them their own individual moments, as the Straw Hat Pirates explore Elbaf more and meet new giants, such as the Sun God that was mentioned previously, and other protectors of Great Stein Castle. The remaining Straw Hats get close to Elbaf. Robin and her group could get close to mainland Elbaf, of course, there is more to the Straw Hat Pirates than just the East Blue Five. Fans know that Oda will most likely focus on the remaining members of the crew as well, who are currently still on the seas. They should be pretty close to Elbaf by now, but they clearly stated that they would not want to step foot on Elbaf without finding the other half of the crew. As such, One Piece Chapter 1128 is most likely going to see this part of the Straw Hat Pirates try to deduce what exactly happened to Luffy and his group, and how they were separated in the first place. Perhaps, they will find some clues, and these clues will then lead them to where the Straw Hat Pirates are. As things stand, it appears that the Straw Hat Pirates are on a part of Elbaf which might be on top of the Yggdrasil tree, spanning far and wide. This might confuse the fans a bit, but it makes sense, given that the World Tree does have several worlds, such as Asgard, Midgard, and Niflheim, among others. Oda is trying something similar with Elbaf here, and the ship of the Straw Hat Pirates was somehow taken by a giant god residing in one of these worlds on the Yggdrasil tree. It will be interesting to see how Robin and the remaining members of the Straw Hat Pirates solve this mystery and find the other half of the crew, while they explore the Lego City that was recently introduced in the story. Things are looking incredibly exciting in One Piece, and at the same time, fans know for a fact that Oda will deliver incredibly exciting chapters when he makes his return. Unfortunately, fans will have to wait quite a bit for One Piece to return, as the series is set to skip the next issue of Weekly Shonen.